Dear students, myself Dr. Nadeem from Biotechnology Department of KMC Language University. So in the previous lectures, you have learned about the proteins classification, properties and that structure. Now come to the its monomers. Proteins are composed of monomer unit, that is amino acids. So protein is a polymer of these monomers. So it is very important to study about these monomers. What are their characteristics? Since these amino acids provide characteristic to the protein, because proteins are composed of amino acids. So these are mainly responsible for giving different types of properties and characteristic and functions to the proteins. So starting from this, what are these amino acids? Since the name is amino acids, so it has two functional groups. One is amino group and another is carboxyl group. It is clear from this structure, amino and carboxyl group. Since the carbon which is bearing directly amino group is alpha, so these type of amino acids are known as alpha amino acids. It is dependent upon the carbon which is directly attached to the amino group. So these are building blocks of protein and are released by hydrolysis of protein. So they make up the protein and they can be released by different types of hydrolysis, whether it is acid hydrolysis or enzymatic hydrolysis of protein, from which it can be released. So what is the number? More than 300 amino acids occur naturally, but only 20 of them are known as alpha amino acids, and they are important because they are specialized to form proteins. All proteins of our body are synthesized by these only 20 alpha amino acids. That is why they are also known as standard amino acids. These 20 amino acids are known as standard amino acids because they are coding for our proteins. They have a codons present on the messenger RNA. So apart from amino acids, I told you, which are involved in protein synthesis, there are other amino acids which are not involved in protein synthesis. They are known as non-protein amino acids. They are not waste. They are also important. They have a very important biological function. They have a role in aging and autoimmune diseases. They can also be categorized into alpha and non-alpha amino acids. These are some of the examples of alpha amino acids: ornithine, citrulline, and most of the non-protein amino acids, they are found from tyrosine. This is thyroxine example, and this dopamine. These are most two important non-protein amino acids derived from amino acid. So these non-protein amino acids are originally derived from the original 20 amino acids that are known as standard amino acids. And there are non-alpha amino acid example. Again, they are also important. Beta-alanine, they are found in coenzyme A, while gamma aminobutyric acid, also known as GABA, it is a very important neurotransmitter inside our body. Now this is the structure of amino acid, clearly shown structure in its ionized form. This is written like this: NH3 plus and CO minus. These have two functional groups. These are two examples of amino acid. Simplest amino acid is glycine. Why? Why simplest? Because its R side chain, which is responsible for solubility of amino acid, it is only hydrogen. While in case of alanine, it is methyl group, CH3. So these two are most simplest amino acids. Now what are the structural features here? I told you they are known as standard amino acid, having functional group of amino and carboxylate and a hydrogen bonded to the R side chain. So there are three important components of amino acids. They are amino group, carboxyl group and R side chain. On the basis of R side chain, different types of 20 amino acids are categorized. What are the physical properties? As it is seen from this slide, that they have a melting point greater than 200 degrees Celsius. That is why our proteins are not destroyed easily. How much greater the temperature? Above 50, above 100, proteins are not destroyed inside our body because its melting point is above 200 degrees Celsius. It is naturally. It is soluble in water except some amino acids like cysteine and tyrosine, which is soluble in hot water. I told you R group is responsible for solubility besides the pH of the solvent, and some of the amino acids are sweet in nature. These are glycine, alanine and valine, while some are bitter. These are arginine. One important point to note, monosodium glutamate. It is also amino acid, that is glutamic acid, and it is short, it is written MSG, and it is a flavoring agent used in most of the fast food products like Maggi. Recently you have heard about the greater percentage of this MSG in the Nestle Maggi product. So that is why it has to be maintained at the proper level, because it creates addiction to the fast food. Most of the fast food, it is generally flavored by this monosodium glutamate. So now about the another physical property, that is optical activity. So what is this optical activity? It is the turning of plane polarized light. The ability to rotate plane polarized light is known as optical activity, and it is same for carbohydrate, I have told you in the previous lecture, and it is also same for amino acids. So due to this optical activity, it is due to chiral carbon. What is the basis of this special configuration optical activity? It is the chiral carbon, also known as asymmetric carbon, means surrounded by a carbon surrounded by 4 different atoms or 4 different groups. Here we are easily seeing that this carbon is asymmetric in case of glycine because it is surrounded by 4 different atoms or groups. So all the amino acids except glycine is optically active, because in the case of glycine all the 4 carbon atoms surrounding these atoms, they are not similar, they are different. So these amino acids can exist in 2 isomers, just like in case of glucose I have told you, these are stereoisomers D and L form. It is due to the chiral carbon. Again you are seeing here D and L form. What is the significance here? In the case of L-alanine, amino group is on the left hand side, while in the case of D-alanine, it is on the right hand side. What is the difference between glucose and this amino acid isomer? Here in case of amino acid L form, that is here L-alanine is the natural one, not the D form. But in case of carbohydrate, it is the D form, like D-glucose is naturally occurring inside our body, because enzymes are specific for these types of stereoisomer, that is D in case of glucose and L in case of amino acids. So these are the another examples of stereoisomer. More than 1 carbon having asymmetric in case of threonine. So this is all about today's lecture. We will continue towards the chemical properties in the next lecture. Thank you everybody for your kind attention.